What is this place?
Better to let Jack answer that. Come on.
I'm worried about Rex. Those super mutants are so brutal.
I'm sure he can handle himself.
Rex? How would you know? You've never met him. He's well-intentioned, but he's a fool. A great, grand fool.
Jack, the new gal is here.
One moment. We just have to...
A resistance untouched by time?
He'll be right with us.
Oh, damn. Clearly, I'll need to adjust the mixture. Hello. Welcome to Cabot House. I'm Jack Cabot.
What is this place?
This is my ancestral home. The Cabots have always lived here, since long before the Great War. If you're asking what we're still doing here, with Boston in its current sad state, well, that's a story for another time, perhaps.
Edward said you needed to talk to me before he hired me.
Yes, Edward finds it tiresome, but I always like to know personally everyone who works for me. Please, have a seat. How about a drink? Edward, the good bourbon, eh? Now, before we get down to business, I have a question I like to ask all my new employees.
Is this really the time for...
Don't interrupt, Edward. The question is this. Do you believe there is other intelligent life in the universe?
I'm not sure there's any intelligent life in the universe. At least not on this planet.
You joke, but make a good point. Say humans perish from the Earth, as they seem intent upon doing. Say thousands of years from now, a new civilization arose. What would they know of us?
You're implying there was a lost alien civilization on Earth in prehistoric times?
Yes, if by alien you mean a non-human precursor to the commonly understood founding cultures. Sumer, Egypt, Assyria.
Jack, can I tell her what I need her to do?
I'm sorry, Edward. I just get carried away sometimes. You're sending her to look for the missing shipment.
Yeah.
Well then, I'd better leave you to it. We'll talk more about this some other time, when things are less rushed. It isn't important now. Welcome to the family.
Okay. You're officially hired. Congratulations.
That was interesting.
Good. If you like that kind of thing, you've come to the right place. That's part of the job, by the way. It's best to keep an open mind. Jack may be eccentric, but he's definitely not crazy. The job I got for you is simple. Jack owns a facility north of the city. There's an important package that went missing between there and here. I need you to track it down and bring it back to me. Any questions?
I hope you have more to go on than that.
Don't worry. I don't expect you to do the impossible. Not on your first day. You should start at Parsons State Insane Asylum. Don't let the name spook you. It's just a secure building that we're using. We think the courier got ambushed as he was leaving the place. The guards heard gunfire in the distance, but we don't know exactly what happened. Check in with Maria at Parsons. She's in charge of the security force there. She can point you in the right direction. You all set then?
I have some questions.
Shoot.
Why does Jack have people guarding an old insane asylum?
I don't mind you asking questions. As long as you don't mind me not answering them. If it was important to what I was asking you to do, I'd tell you. In this case, it isn't. Anything else?
What's this missing package I'm looking for?
It's a metal case holding vials of serum. You don't need to worry about what it is. Jack needs it for his research. That's all you need to know. Are we good here?
How did this package go missing?
The courier got there and picked up the package just fine, but never got back here. Could be simple bad luck, or it could be a deliberate ambush. That's why I'm sending you. It's important that you recover the missing package. You all set then?
Nothing else.
Okay. They're expecting you over at Parsons, so you'd better get going.
Got a problem? Got a minute? Go ahead.
I want to ask you something else.
Did you have anything you wanted me to do?
Tell me what's on your mind.
My dad always said if something's too good to be true, shoot it.
That's all for now.
Good talking to you, friend.
Now, where did I put my script?
Hey,
Miss Emma.
over here.
If only I could, Mum. It's just a tad bit out of my reach.
Hey there.
I'm worried about Rex. Those super mutants are so brutal.
I'm sure he can handle himself.
Rex. How would you know? You've never met him. He's well-intentioned, but he's a fool. A great, grand fool.
Hey,
Can I be of service?
wait there.
Will do.
Come on.
Straight away, Mum.
Codsworth.
Can I be of service?
Your thoughts.
Mum, you've no idea how excruciating it is to see the Commonwealth in such a state. It simply sets off all my senses as a robot butler.
How do you feel about our relationship?
I realize the past 200 years were just moments for you, Mum, but I'd like to think we've maintained quite the rapport despite everything. I do hope you feel the same.
Your thoughts.
Right as rain, Mum.
That was all I had.
All right, then.
Hey,
Can it wait? I was just in the middle of something.
I was intrigued by your theory about an ancient alien civilization.
Actually, it was my father's theory. Now proven beyond doubt, although only to me, unfortunately. There aren't many archaeology journals publishing these days.
I've never heard of any kind of ancient alien civilization before.
You wouldn't have. My father only made one expedition to the Lost City, and his findings were never published. Yes, the clues were all there, scattered amongst the earliest civilizations, but he was the only one to understand what they meant. He followed them into the empty quarter of Arabia, to the nameless city, buried in the sand, like the mythical Atlantis beneath the waves. Millennia older than the earliest human civilizations, but with technology that seems to have surpassed our own. And yet, everything about it is strange. Disturbing geometries, tools not made for human hands, carvings that hint at dimensions beyond our own.
You have proof.
Enough to satisfy me. He only made a single expedition to the Lost City, but he brought back enough to show beyond a doubt that the city he found wasn't made by or for human beings.
What was your father's theory?
He believed that all of the earliest human civilizations shared some common parent that was unknown to history. Think of Atlantis. The myth of an advanced civilization destroyed by a cataclysm is shared by many widely separated ancient cultures. Eventually, he found what he was looking for. A lost city, buried beneath the sands of the empty quarter of the Arabian desert.
You said your father found a lost city.
Yes, he spent years looking, and was widely ridiculed by the so-called experts. I'm ashamed to say even I doubted him. But in the end, he found it. A lost city, buried in the sands of the Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter of Arabia.
I wanted to ask you about something else.
All right.
Quite a place you've got here. Amazing that it survived the war.
Thank you. I try not to take it for granted. We were definitely more fortunate than most. It hasn't been easy keeping it up to pre-war standards, but we do what we can. Are we done?
What's going on at that old insane asylum?
I carry out some of my research there. That's all you need to know.
The more I know, the better I'll be at my job.
Well, I suppose that may be true. My father is confined in Parsons. For his own safety and everyone else's. He became dangerously unstable after handling an ancient artifact he found in Arabia. I've spent my life trying to figure out how to cure him. Are we done?
How'd your father manage to travel to Arabia with the world blown to hell?
Ah, well, that was before the war, when he was a young man.
Come on, the war was 200 years ago.
You know your history. Most people don't grasp how long ago the war really was. One of the effects of my father's illness was a slowing or arresting of the aging process. So, yes, he is well over 200 years old, as you suspected. Any more questions?
I've got to get going.
All right.
I really should study my lines. I'm worried about Rex. Those super mutants are so brutal.
Forget him. He'll be dead soon.
That's a cold thing to say. Rex is my friend and mentor. I'm not going to wash my hands of him just like that.